Good morning, guys. I'm all hopped up on coffee and goofballs. I'll tell you what, boy, it has been one heck of a morning so far. I drove off from the house and forgot my bucket. Woke up and my eyes all blown up, bleeding. Got a big blood spot all over it, so it's already been one of those mornings. But I'm out here at one of my old culverts that I visit from time to time. We'll see how this one goes. The day has not started off well. So let me turn this camera around. We'll take a peek at what I got going on. Yeah, and Suntan, boy, she hasn't been in any of the videos. She hasn't been able to come out with me. Her schedule changed, so she hasn't been able to make it out. So that really sucks. But what I'm looking at here is about to par with the rest of the way my morning's been going. Look at all these goddamn tumbleweeds in here and the stupid fences in the way. I need to get in here, move all these tumbleweeds. Looks like there's a big rock right there. Need to get that thrown out of the way. This culvert here is more of the shallow type bumps in it, so it's not real deep. But yeah, let me get to work here, guys. Let me get all this cleaned out and then I'll be back. So guys, here's the view of the wash that feeds the culvert. It's pretty steep, it runs pretty hard. Here's some of the rocks that are coming off the mountain from up there. Here's the inlet of the culvert. This one's a real pain in the butt because it's got this fence kind of in the way. There's a purpose and reason why the guys have come down and put their fence. Their property actually starts way back over there, so I'm still on state land over here, so we're good. But do you remember in a previous video I talked about sometimes when you look at these concrete aprons on a culvert to look at the high water mark? Well, I was looking at this over here and I can't really get close to that material. But over here, I mean, just look at all this stuff up here. This is all a bunch of quartz and other heavy black material. And was just kind of looking to see what I've noticed coming down out the mountain. But what is that right there? What the hell is that little yellow thing? Right there. Looks like a piece of gold just sitting out there sunbathing. But I can guarantee you it's probably just highway paint. But that's one thing I like to do is come look. Not just look at the pipe, but look at all the surroundings also. So, all right, so that's my first initial cleaning. I got all the weeds out. That's what it looks like on that end. I'm gonna take my little garden trowel and just start trying to get all this broken up and thrown into buckets. And then we'll finish it off with a vacuum. So guys, I'll be back. So last year I was over here and I was working this culvert, but I was on the other side of the fence, deeper in, about 8 feet, and I actually did better than I did on this go around. Culverts can be pretty inconsistent. Maybe you get a big gully washer that really washes out the damn near the entire pipe, or sometimes you just get a little tiny trickle in there. You can find certain formations deeper inside, gravel bars in there that would be indicators where heavies are dropping. Yeah, the gold should be at the very beginning, but then again, it also depends on if it's a deep kind of culvert, a deep kind of corrugated pipe, or this one is more of the shallow 1.5 inch, 1 inch corrugated pipe. So it's kind of still a crapshoot, even though you're working in something that is a sluice put in by the state. Well, I got my first initial cleaning done. It's good to go with the vacuum now. And there's a couple areas on this culvert that I see that I'm gonna need to focus on here. Here is a joint in the culvert that's bolted together. These are actually like not even bolts, but they're hot riveted together. This joint here will make a better low pressure than the regular just swooping riffle on here. So there's one joint here, one joint over there that I'm going to need to really kind of get in and under, and maybe take a pocket knife or something to scrape that out. But at the very front this is all very wet stuff, very mucky. It was hard to tell exactly if it was just silt that was blown in here or if it had been washed. But up here at the front, let me get up here. Up here in the front's got really good gravels. Yeah, so, you know, depending on how much time I have, but I'm gonna suck up as much of this good little gravelies right at the beginning, see what this lip looks like. I'm sure this lip is probably pretty juicy too. Probably won't have time to work on it today, but let me get the vacuum out and see what kind of damage I can get done here. About halfway there, ladies and gentlemen, but my vacuum's kind of struggling with this wet material. But I think I'm gonna go take these 2 buckets that I have up to the truck way up there and let this kind of dry out a little bit, take a quick break. I'll be back and we'll finish this job here in a sec. Brought the suntan sprout with me and a wire brush just so I could brush the stuff down. Maybe move it around, get it dried up a little bit. So I'll do that. Then when it's all said and done, I'll show you how clean this pipe is, and then we'll get back to the house. All right, she's clean enough to eat off of. Now she's looking good. I've got the perro with us. And I'm gonna get out of here, pick up all these tools, throw all this stuff in the bucket, grab my shovel, and guys, we'll see you back at the house. I got this material. It's been a few days since I was out at that culvert, and I am not having a too good of a feeling on this one. I brought it home and it was sitting in the back of the buckets, and it started to dry out, and the material started to get very stucco-y, very almost like adobe. So I started crushing the dirt clods. I wasn't finding any rock in there. It was filled full of organics and just everything. I thought, oh my God, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. It's like most of those buckets that I got out of there were all silt. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. I spent some time wet classifying all that material so I could get all the organics to float to the top and skim them off, and just washed it and washed it and washed it. And guys, out of, I think I carried home 3 buckets of that stuff. Bad news is all I have is like a 1/4 bucket of heavy stuff. So I am not feeling too hot about this one. I don't know how this is gonna go, or if I'm gonna, my gut feeling here is I'm probably gonna get a big skunk on this deal. Let me go show you what I ended up with. So here's what I got. There is some black sands in there, but this doesn't look too promising. But let me get this put up over here and I'll get to panning this stuff out. Looks like it's too much to do all in one pan, so I'm just gonna do 2 big scoops. We'll see how that goes, guys. Yeah, 1.5 scoops. Enjoy the jams, guys. Hopefully I can get through this stuff here pretty quick. I may have to edit some out in case the video is getting too long, but we'll see what happens. Well, hot damn. There is a whole bunch of gold in here. And some really pretty pieces too. I am shocked. Let me get this cleaned up, snuffered up. We'll do the second pan, guys. I'll come back with the total here at the end. All right, guys, here's the second pan. Whew. That's a lot of material, man. I don't like to pan with that much, but at least I got the super sluice here. All right, guys, I'll see you at the end. There's two pieces there. Let me get those puppies snuffered up and we'll see you guys in the house. Guaranteed this stuff is not gonna weigh out. It is just, there's just not enough. There's not enough in there. Let me go through and pan this backside real quick. See if anything's in here. There was a lot of lead shot in here. I'm not seeing any gold in here. See you guys at the scale. Back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at the scale, surfing across all these beautiful people and all their beautiful stickers we got in here. But over at the old scale, there's quite a few little pieces in there. There's probably 15, 18 pieces, but all I see is just nothing but a bunch of zeros and no heroes. But guys, it was a hell of a good day out there. I love that culvert. That one's a funky one. I actually found more gold deeper inside that culvert. I think maybe that the way that fence dips down and it creates kind of a low pressure behind it with all the tumbleweeds. I think that's got something. I'll have to get back over there and work maybe right behind that fence and see what's going on there. Culverts are funny, guys. Sometimes the gold isn't right there at the beginning. Sometimes the way the water comes in or the huge rains that blow through it, sometimes they can build up in other areas out here in the desert. But anyway, guys, you guys have a good day. Gold pan and suntan is out.